Good morning, everyone. In last session, I had given explanation regarding what is VB, advantages of VB, and addition of VB. Now, in this session, we have to move on our next topic. But before starting it, I would like to revise previous points. What is the meaning of VB? VB is a high-level programming language which was evolved from the earlier DOS version called BASIC. BASIC stands for Beginner's All-Purpose Symbolic Instruction Code. It is a very easy programming language to learn. The codes look a lot like English language. Different software companies produce different versions of BASIC, such as Microsoft QBasic, QuickBasic, GW Basic, IBM Basica, and so on. However, it seems people only use Microsoft Visual Basic today. It is a well-developed programming language and supporting resources are available everywhere. In BASIC, programming is done in a text-only environment and the program is executed sequentially. In Visual Basic, programming is done in a graphical environment. In the old BASIC, you have to write program codes for each graphical object you wish to display it on screen, including its position and its color. However, in Visual Basic, you just need to drag and drop any graphical object anywhere on the form, and you can change its color anytime using the properties windows. When I will give you the explanation regarding IDE of VB, at that time I will display each and everything over there. The latest version of VB, according to your syllabus, you will have to learn over there which version 6.0, which was released in 1998. Now, we have to discuss regarding advantages of Visual Basic. What are the advantages of Visual Basic? Microsoft introduced a new programming language, Visual Basic, a few years ago. The advantages of Visual Basics became immediately apparent. VB is based on the QBasic programming language. So, programming newcomers find Visual Basic friendlier than other languages. Visual Basic is designed from the ground up to be a Windows programming language. Inherent in Visual Basic's fundamental design is the event-driven program concept. That's why VB is also known as event-driven programming language. Is that clear, everyone? As a matter of fact, textual procedural based programs are difficult to write using VB. VB is graphical in its programming approach. You can literally create a complete and working Visual Basic program by moving picture icons on and off the screen without ever writing one command in Visual Basic's programming language. GUI, it means Graphical User Interface Development Environment. Rapid Application Development. Allow to create component object model components such as ActiveX, controls, DLL files, etc. Useful debugger and error handling facilities, powerful database access tools we can see in VB. Microsoft provide help facilities. So, when we work in VB, at that time if we need help, then we can get immediately help from there. Full depend on Windows environment. Package and development wizard makes your application simple. So these are the advantages of VB. Now just we have to make discussion regarding I have to do the discussion regarding basic terms of Visual Basic. So you will have to learn one by one. In another words, you can say that Visual Basic is an object-oriented programming concept. Just we have to clear each and every elements over there. So we have to move on basic terms of Visual Basic. Object-oriented programming, also known as OOP, is used to describe a computer application that is composed of multiple objects. Right now, we are doing discussion regarding Visual Basic as a object-oriented programming concept, and then I will move on basic terms of Visual Basic. Is that clear? Okay, let's continue. I'm repeating here. Object-oriented programming, also known as OOP, is used to describe a computer application that is composed of multiple objects which are connected to each other. Example, C++, Java is true object-oriented language, while Visual Basic 6.0 is an event-driven programming language, which has some of the elements of an object-oriented programming language, but not all of the features of an object-oriented programming language. We will discuss why VB 6.0 is event-driven later on. But right now, after sometimes we make the discussion regarding it, but right now, just we have to continue over here. That's why it first let us see some fundamental concepts of OOP. OOP stand for Object-Oriented Programming, right? Okay, fundamentals of OOP's concepts are, first one is a class. It defines the abstract characteristics of an object, including the thing's characteristics, its attributes, field or properties. What is the meaning of properties? I will give you explanation later on. And the thing's behaviors, the things it can do, or methods, operations or features. One might say that a class is a blueprint or factory that describes the nature of something. Classes provide modularity and structure in an object-oriented computer program. Second one is the object. A particular object, the class of any, defines all possible value of any things by listing the characteristics and behaviors they can have. Next one, method. An object's abilities. In language, methods are verbs. Lazy, being a dog, has the ability to bark. So, bark is one of the lazy's methods. So, may have other methods as well. For example, sit or eat or work. Within the program, using a method usually affects only one particular object. All dogs can bark, but you need only one particular dog to do the barking. So, this is method. In VB, method, properties, then objects, each and everything, event, each and everything just we will discuss later on. Fourth one is encapsulation. It means that the information about an object, its properties and the processes that are performed by the objects, its methods, are all contained within the definition of the object. A real-world example of an object is a car. You describe a car by its properties, such as a red convertible or a black four-door sedan. Each characteristics, color, number of doors, convertible or hardtop is a property of the car. We are aware with it, and I know you have much more knowledge of car than me also. As for the methods, these are the things that a car does in response to an event. For example, you initiate an event when you turn the key to start the car. The car's start method takes over at that point, providing instructions such as engage the starter, gear, turn the starter, start fuel flow, initiate power, spark plugs, and disengage the starter. You don't have to tell the car how to start because it was taught you how to start when it was designed. Yeah, it is a matter of fact. Inheritance means that one object can be based upon the description of another object. Continuing with the car example, I can define a car as something that has four wheels, an engine, and passenger seats. I can then define a convertible as a car that has a retractable top. The convertible inherits the properties of car and adds a new property, the retractable top. Moreover, there are also some other concepts are available such as abstraction, polymorphism, and message passing. Right? It's over here. Now just we have to move on our another terms, right? Okay, our another term is there. Basic terms of Visual Basic. Now we have to do the discussion regarding Visual Basic terms. Application. First one is the application. An application is a collection of objects that work together to accomplish something useful. In VB, the application is called a project. Do not forget it. Each and every application of VB is known as project. So when I give you the definition of your program, at that time I will tell you that you will have to write over there definition 1, definition 2 of project 1, project 2, project 3, etc. Just we have to go like this. Next one is that object. An object is a piece of software that has properties and functions that can be manipulated. Wow, you are here, so you must be somewhat familiar with the Windows environment. A window is an object. It has properties, size, color, position on the screen, etc. The window has functions also called methods which can be manipulated. Change the size, move it around, open it and close it. You do not have to write code to resize a window. You just click and drag, but somebody had to write code at some point. Fortunately for us, when they did, they put it all in a nice little package and called it a window object. Is it clear, everyone? Now, whenever you need a window in your project, you can make a copy of the window object. Change its properties for color or size very easily and paste it where you want it. Then, you can use its built-in methods to open it, close it when you want to resize it, whenever necessary. When you create an application using objects and combining them to produce results, you are working in an object-oriented environment. Now we have to move on our another terms, that is and another basic terms of Visual Basic, that is event driven. This question is also ask in this manner also explain Visual Basic as a event driven programming concept, right? Okay, let's move that. To produce an application in COBOL, a procedural language, you write COBOL source programs. You compile them into machine code and then you run them via a control interface such as JCL. A program can contain 1000 of lines of source code and could run for hours with no human intervention. In fact, in large installations, a job stream can consist of a dozen programs, all automatically accepting input from the previous program and producing output for the next. The programmer can be blissfully unaware that the program has run unless something catastrophic happens, right? In a VB project, the processes that occur have to be associated with events. An event is something that happens. The user clicks on a button. A form is opened, right? The result of a calculation is too large. The operation is event driven because everything that executes does so as to wait a minute. I think there is no any problem. If do you have any problems, then tell me so we can change over there. I think you got the assignment. No, you haven't assignment. Okay, next session I will give you assignment also. Yes, just we have to move there. In a VB project, the processes that occur have to be associated with events. We were there. An event is something that happens. The user clicks in a button. A form is opened. The result of a calculation is too large. The operation is event driven because everything that executes does so as the result of some kind of event. We can say that the role of the programmer is to anticipate the events and to write the code that will be executed when the event occurs. A VB application is interactive in the sense that the user is constantly interacting with the program. This question, event-driven programming, in examination, it will be asked in this manner also. I had I told you that explain Visual Basic as an event-driven programming concept. In that you can write over there, as the name suggests, event-based programming involves the execution of code when a predetermined event is triggered. Applications designed to respond to actions taken by the user is called event-driven programming. Or in another way, we can say that in VB, each object has to be programmed independently to be able to respond to those actions. Therefore, a VB program is made up of many subprograms. Each has its own program cost and each can be executed independently, and at the same time, each can be linked together in one way or another way. When an event occurs, Visual Basic runs any code you have written for that event. For example, if you have a command button in your form, some tasks are all considered to be events of the command button. When the user moves his mouse over the command button, when the user clicks on the command button, etc. Using a window program is like driving a car in the following respect. You do not always perform the same actions and the actions that you perform cause certain events to occur. In Windows terminology, an event is the action that the user takes. Whenever the user clicks the mouse, presses a key, responds to a control, or selects from a menu, an event happens. Windows constantly monitors the running Visual Basic program, looking for events. Windows and Visual Basic constantly monitor running programs. When the user clicks a command button or performs any other kind of event, Windows intercepts the event and sends it to Visual Basic. Right? Okay. I don't think so there is any problem in all these things. So now we have to move how to start VB. It is very easy thing. You can start VB very easily. There are so many methods. You are aware with it. Yeah, let's start. If we can see the icon of VB on our desktop, then just we have to give double click over there. This is the first method. By using start button, program, and just we can select the shortcut of VB and we can start the VB. Already prepared our existing VB application, just we can open it and we can start the VB. When we start VB, at that time we can see the screen of VB. You can see this VB screen in your PDF file. Already I had given you. In new project dialog box, when we start the VB, at that time we can see that new project dialog box, in which we can see there three tags, that is new, existing, and recent. Now what is the, just we have to make the discussion one by one. First one is the new. It is default tag in which we can get different type of project icon, which is also known as template. According to selection of application, template can be selected. We can get necessary facilities automatically over there. Generally, standard.exe template must be selected, and also like this template. Next one is the existing. We can see over there three tags. First one is the new, second one is the existing. We can get existing file application from by using this existing, from which if you want to open any application, any program, you can do it. Last but not least, that is recent. We can see the list of recent application over here. Out of them, we can select any of the application. And if you want to come out from this, then you will have to give that check box. You will have to give on check box. Right? These are the three tags we can see when we start the VB. Right? Now we have to move on our another point, that is different type of VB project. Right? I don't think so there is any problem. If you have any problem, then you can ask me the question over here. How is going your life in this current situation? I cannot get any feedback.